I've never really fit in. I always knew I was different, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but the people around me could. I learned to become small. I learned to become quiet. I learned I didn't really belong anywhere. And it took a very special group of people to see something in me that I never would have seen in myself. In all of my previous roles, I always felt like two tiny versions of myself in a trench coat, trying to navigate a world built for adults. I never felt like I belonged. I never felt comfortable at any of the organizations that I worked at. And I always felt like these two tiny versions of myself, usually tinier in an even larger trench coat. I joined the California After School Network in 2020, which was a turning point in my life. The tight-knit culture of CAN slowly started to shift the way that I saw the world. I kind of felt like the Grinch when his heart grew 3 sizes. I started to feel like I knew what belonging meant, feeling like I was where I needed to be, safe, secure. I realized that I was sinking deeper into my trench coat, and instead of keeping it inside, I spoke up about it. And my team wanted to listen. The care that the team was giving me, I wasn't giving to myself. I was learning how to navigate being part of a human-centered organization. So I needed to learn who Nat was. During that exploration, I learned that I'm autistic. And I became suddenly very aware that all of the systems that I had trouble navigating, because I thought there was something wrong with me, were just not built for me. It's Monday. Did you know that 1 in 40 adults has autism? It takes an average of $5,000 to get an autism evaluation as an adult. Autism presents differently in women than in men. And a lot of autistic women grew up not even knowing that we were autistic, just that we were really shy, kind of off-putting, weird, hard to make friends with, and we're just so, wait, you seem uninterested. But my team at CAN kept asking questions. That was how every Monday started. During our team meetings, I would info dump about whatever autism research I had done over the weekend. I shared the difficulty of trying to get a diagnosis, the difficulty of reflecting on my entire life and realizing that all of the signs were there, but no one knew what those signs meant. The team was always happy to listen, even if they had no idea what I was talking about. They were just glad that I was taking up more and more time during our team meetings. They were always interested to hear about my special interests and the accommodations I needed to thrive in my workspace, how I was becoming a disability justice advocate in my work. They were helping me become a successful, disabled professional. They were helping me grow into Nat. Growth was a snowball effect, a very aggressive snowball. I was not always met with the same positivity that the CAN team showered me in the same way that I was trying to create spaces that were more accessible for myself and others. I was also met with an unimaginable amount of infantilization. The minute that I shared with others outside of my team that I'm autistic, they completely changed the way that they were acknowledging me. I was skipped over in conversations, I was coddled. I was shown that I didn't have any autonomy, even if I was representing a statewide organization. Being met with this treatment forced me to find my voice. I was voluntold for speaking events. The team pushed me out of my comfort zone when they knew I was ready. I learned to educate others on what autism is, what neurodivergence is, and how simple shifts in language and how you show up can create transformative change. I've led trainings on how accessibility isn't a plus or an and, but foundational to the work that we do. Being accessible to me is one step closer to being accessible to all. Anyone can do accessible design. In fact, we can do a little crash course now. What is accessible design? It is an intentional design process that incorporates the needs of people with disabilities. The easiest way to get started is with color contrast accessibility. Color contrast refers to making sure that text is readable for people with all different types of color blindness and visual impairment, and it's also just much healthier for your eyes, even if you feel like you don't need it. Remember, it's light text on dark backgrounds and dark text on light backgrounds. It's that simple. My experience doesn't exist in a vacuum. I think the level of vulnerability I shared with people that I had known for a year is a bit unique. But the sense of belonging and the care that I received is something that can be replicated. Instead of being met with pushback when I had to start wearing headphones at conferences, or when I needed to step away when things got too loud or overwhelming, my team simply nodded their heads and understood. They knew that if I wasn't able to take care of myself, there was no way the work was going to get done. The journey of learning who Nat is, a 20-something autistic person, has completely changed the way that I see the world and the way that CAN views accessibility. Accessibility, inclusion, belonging. These things do not exist in a vacuum. Creating a sense of belonging is not something that has to be difficult. It's as simple as asking someone how their day is, what their interests are, and showing genuine care and compassion to the people around you. Seeing the people in your organization as full, autonomous human beings with their own stories is not difficult. How can you play on your strengths, your organizations, to create lasting change for the students and families you serve, to truly be inclusive? Thank you.